Ipswich Buses, your local bus company serving your football team. Buses run every 10 minutes. Avoid the traffic. Don't get stuck in the delay. Get Ipswich Buses today. A single from only £1.20, a return from only £2. Find out more information at www.ipswichbuses.co.uk. Ipswich Buses, proud to partner with Talk in Town. Hello again, my friends, and you are my friends, and welcome to another Matchday ticket. That's right, the pre-game show. I'm, of course, your host, the Gov, and we've gone live a few minutes to 2, and we are waiting for team news to come flying in. I'm just going to I know I've just played the intro. I'm just going to plug in my router to my computer. It's currently on wireless, and it's telling me we're struggling here, boss. But I'll do that in a second. Before I do, very quickly, this week's Prediction League is in play. So if you're watching this live, get your predictions in for the following games. We have got obviously Bolton versus Ipswich, Colchester versus Barrow, Norwich versus Everton, and something else. But the good doctor, who's a new member of YouTube, Lincoln versus Cambridge. There we go. Those are the prediction leagues. The link is in the chat. So get involved. Get active. Free entry takes 60 seconds. And of course, there's prizes to be won at the end of the year. And of course, spot prizes throughout the year. Ashley Smith, the good doctor, and Lloyd, new YouTube members. Top work, boys. Absolutely love that. EJ, any kind of win today and I'll be happy. Spot on. Tractor Boy Botswana, come on you Blues. Roy Clark, afternoon all. I'm going to plug in my router. While I do, you can hear from our lovely milk train man. Welcome to Private Space Therapy, the business of our very own milk tray man, Ben Adams, who's a certified therapist and counsellor registered with the BACP. Ben's offering appointments face-to-face in Colchester on the beautiful university grounds, or by video, telephone, or even home visit. So if you do feel like you need someone professional to listen, to understand, and to discuss what's going on with you, give Private Space Therapy a call. Private Space Therapy. Non-judgmental, unconditional support with you at the centre always. Call 01206 259 311. Missing, but hopefully the internet will now hold up better. It's plugged into the router as opposed to wireless. I'm looking forward to seeing what the team is going to be. Once I have it, I will be sharing the screen with you. It should be out any moment, but as EJ Norris says, any sort of win today. Tractor Boy Botswana has gone for 2-0. Listen, me and Coxie are your contributors for today, but to do a halftime show, we want a likes target to be reached. Let's go for 30 likes. 30 likes. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the like button if you want a halftime show. It's only 30 likes. Shouldn't be too hard. Unchanged today. Let's see. Has it updated on my screen? Not yet. The website obviously is the last place they update. Always helpful when their website is the last place that they update. But I'm going to go with you, Adam, as you're a YouTube member. I'm going to trust that you know exactly what you're talking about. Here we go. Walton in goal, Donatian, Wolfenden, Edmondson, Burns, Aluko, Morsey, Evans, Penny, Bond, and James Norwood. There you go. Unchanged lineup. Let me just get that flying across the screen. There we go. Coxie, unchanged lineup. What do you make of that, my friend?
That's what we need. We need the magic consistency, and that's a good sign that we're going to get that if we have consistency in our team.
Absolutely, yeah. Yep. So it's an unchanged lineup. We've got Walton in goal, possibly his last game. We'll get into that as we go through the show. Yeah. But we've got James says, I heard a rumor that a win today would mean that Kieran Mckenna becomes the first ITFC manager ever to win his first 3 games. I believe that's actually true. Can you believe that no ITFC manager over the 19 have won their first 3?
Well, you look at some of the managers we have. You expect, Bobby Robson to, perhaps he would have got more, but obviously not. So let's hope he's going to be the first. He sets a precedent. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got Felix. Will there be a link to talk yet, or only you lot talking? I might drop it. I have been known to drop a link in the pre-game show from time to time. The full-time show, that a shadow of a doubt, there will be a link. Promise you that. Always is, always will be. Pre-game show. Yeah, I might drop a link in the chat. What do you think, Coxie?
You're the governor.
Well, that has been said, although many do not believe to be the the case. I'm going to tell you what: if we can hit our likes target, right, we're on 14 at the moment. I want 30 likes. If we can hit our likes target in the next 10 minutes, I will drop a link in the pre-game show. I can't say fairer than that, right, Coxie?
You can't say fairer than that, Gov. No.
Do you know what
30
I mean?
likes, you're on. Come on, guys.
Mike, the MESUs have been found about the Job Serve Community Stadium. Has he? Have I missed something? I've not been online today, so have I missed a development there, Mike? Let me know in the chat. Walton playing is a good sign, says Norman Greenwald. Let's start with Walton in goal. Could be his last time. Do you agree with Norman there? Is it a good sign that Christian Walton retains the keeper's jersey?
Well, who knows? We have been told that he's on a week's recall. That as Matt Phillips said last night, it's a bit of a a puzzler, that one. Usually they have 24 hours recall, but suddenly he's been recalled by Brighton. But you would think that Brighton are trying to force something there. But let's hope that Ashton can do his business and get him in. If not, there you go. Look forward and. No,
I need to spat my coffee out because I just read here Stuart Darnell. Yeah, he signed for Colchester United. Fucking hell, coal switch or what? Emir Hughes, ladies and gentlemen, is alive and well. He's alive. He's well. He's returned from Venus on his UFO spotting tour. It just disappeared. Literally, Scotty beamed him up, Coxie, because he just disappeared.
He did, yeah. Well, it's good news. He has been found. He's safe as well. Now perhaps that might give us a bit of hope that John Nolan may turn up somewhere, but
Nolo,
who knows?
Nolo, absolutely. Look, some say he was found in Rendlesham Forest just mumbling, I'm a football player, I'm a football player, I'm a football player. Rumours. But no, I'm pleased to see Emir back in the game. I always thought if he can keep himself fit, he'd be a decent player, particularly at League 2 level, Coxie.
Yeah, in League 1, yeah, but yeah, it's typical Ipswich Town. When he was on loan, he's brilliant, signs permanently, and then goes down the old, Swanee.
Hughes was in space searching for Granita's ball. He's given up and gone to Colchester. EJ says no go Nolan. What is a John Nolan? Blue Punch. Nice to see some consistency. Let's hope the first to start with 3 on the bounce. Blue Punch, I hope your daughter's 21st birthday went well. I hope you're nursing a hangover like all good dad should be after a 21st birthday, and I hope the speech embarrassed her. I truly do. Did you ever give a speech at anyone's birthday, Coxie?
No, never.
No,
never been best man either for anybody, so never had to deliver the speech. Have you?
No.
Okay.
No, and nor do I want to be ever best man. I mean, best man is a pressure you just don't want. It's just a pressure. Everyone expects you to be funny.
No, not necessarily, but it does help. Yeah, if you can.
Even necessarily, everyone expects the best man to be funny, Coxie. What are you talking about? Everyone.
Yeah,
you don't turn up to wedding thinking, "Oh, best man," but I bet he's really dull and boring today. Well, I hope he is. I don't want nothing to, No, it's got to be stories of debauchery and drunkenness and all of those sorts of things, right?
Traditionally, yes.
Yeah. So that's why I've not been a best man, but there we go. Selena on the bench, says Marcus Biscuit, not Jackson. Felix, it's pressure for no reason. Like the marriage is all there, and the best man has the most. Absolutely. All the man has to do. I've obviously got married. He just has to turn up, get drunk, and that's it. Say I do to the right bird. Job done. No, it is. That's how I approached my marriage.
Okay. Poor Mrs. Lambert. I don't know.
Oh, absolutely. Adam Blamplate. Colchester should just become our B team now. Frank, let's hope for an announcement that Walton stays at the club after today's game as well as 3 points. He's not wrong, to be fair, says Felix. Is he? It is. Anyway, back to the football. It's just like being down a pub, this show, I tell you. It is just like being down a pub. The conversation goes there, it goes here. We come back to the football. Who says romance is dead, Gov? Well, I am a very romantic person, I have Jem. Very romantic. I bought flowers this week, and I hadn't done nothing wrong, Coxie.
Self-raising or plain?
No, flowers that you would
the
grow in the
other
garden.
sort of flowers.
The other flowers. She came home from work. She was, "Oh, they're wonderful.
What have you done?"
Hey, that's exactly what she said. And I was like, "Nothing. I just saw them reduced in Tesco's, and I thought, Mrs. Ella like those." So I thought. Anyway, back
the
to
old Tesco's do some good flowers, and obviously flowers are available at some other retail outlets. But
back to the football. Let me just take out Jackson from the running team along the bottom, put in Selena. That is the only change I'm led to believe along the bench. So the back three again is the Nashi and Wolverhampton Edmonton. Is it a case of not broken, don't fix it then, Coxie?
Absolutely, yeah, it should be. If he's still getting to know his team. He's been in how long now? 3 weeks. So yeah, he's still So yeah, is this what he's seeing as his starting 11 or near enough? Yeah.
Yeah, Jim says brownie points. Absolutely, you've got to bank those brownie points.
Absolutely, yeah.
Just got to bank
stack them up if you can.
Yeah, or if you're in my case, you're probably the deficit anyway. So you're probably
I've got an overdraft on brownie points.
Oh, I've got a huge overdraft. Yeah, I've taken loans out on brownie points. Leighton Durrant, £3 from Shell Garage. Good afternoon, Jeremy and Jeremy. I was going to say Jeremy and Lowe, but his name Jeremy Lowe.
Felix those finest. Yeah.
You can tell it's been a long day for me. I was just about to say hello to Jeremy and Lowe, which. I'm sorry. It's been one of those days, but I'm good. I'm glad to be here talking football with you and with Coxie. Don't forget, full-time show. When we hand the power over to you guys, links all coming in. Have your say on hopefully what is going to be 3 points. Bolton, for me, Coxie, was the moment I sort of soured on Cookie. And I would have probably relieved him of his duties after the Bolton game. We were just embarrassing from my point of view. How important is it today to go there and be just as impressive as we were and get the 3 points? Or is it a simple case of not really fast how we play, Gov? I just need 3 points anyway. Smash and grab, dominance. I just need 3 points today.
Yeah, I would go for the latter there. Yeah, just go there, get 3 points, whether we put on another 5-star performance or whether we shit ass a 1-0 win. That doesn't matter. But, I remember that game well. I think I was on the show with you afterwards, and that was, the love for Cook just drained out of you after that game. And it was a hard watch, was it, at Portman Road?
It was the way we were just tactically undone.
Took apart, yeah.
Particularly after half-time in the second half. Next goal sort of was the crucial, and they got it. So today will be interesting, and Matt on last night's show said obviously we're not seeing how we respond when we go behind. You hope that's not the case today, but obviously that's one of the things you're looking at as a fan. How do we respond? And another one, and Ian Everett, the Bolton manager, may provide it today, Coxie, because if the home game's anything to go by, he did. How does Mckenna respond to a tactical change? How does the cat and mouse game with Mckenna work? We get to really see that, aren't we?
Well, this is one thing we are hoping from Mckenna. We've had especially the last few managers, we've had such tactically inept managers. So we're hoping this guy is more of a tactician. He's not going to, he's either going to impose our style of play or our system upon anybody, or he's going to adjust it to get the result. And that's what so.
Looking forward to it. I really am, because the inner workings of the game, the cat and mouse, game within the game, something that I really pay attention to, and I love. Even when I'm watching 2 times, I don't normally watch. Just to see the managers tweak things in game and subtly try and that's what did it in the home game. And I'll keep coming back to it. After half time, they came out with a slightly different game plan. We didn't adjust to either plan, and we just got absolutely royally taken apart. Right, I did say about 8 minutes ago, if we reached our likes target, we would drop a link in the chat. Let's have a quick butchers. We are 1 away from the likes target with literally 60 seconds left on the clock. So if you want to get the link in the pre-game show and of course the halftime show, get liking the show. Literally, I just need one more person to smash the like button. And the link can be. There we go. We done it. Right. Link incoming. And we're having a halftime show today, Coxie. So don't go arranging anything for halftime. Link is now in the chat. Let us know how you're feeling ahead of today's game. Ipswich Town versus Bolton, or Bolton versus Ipswich, if it's correct way of saying it. Midfield is Burns, Aluko, Evans, Morsey. Can Sam Morsey keep the resurgence going, Coxie, do you think?
I bloody hope so, because look what they use. done everything last week other than scored, didn't he? Yeah.
Yeah, he did.
So,
Yeah.
So go for it, Morsey. Yeah.
Even a little mazy run, didn't he, towards the end?
Mazy run, yeah.
No. That was Wickham with the mazy run, and he set up Chaplin, who hit both posts.
Yeah, which is a unique skill, but he managed it. Yeah.
Absolutely. Don't forget, we do have YouTube memberships now available. So if you do like what we do, if you do like us, and you want to support the channel, you can join through YouTube memberships or through Ko-Fi. And if you already support us on Ko-Fi, unless you want to do it as well, you don't have to do anything, because YouTube and Ko-Fi, same perks, same benefits. YouTube's just a different way of supporting the platform. So if you're already on the Ko-Fi, then unless you want to do it twice, I mean, I'm not going to say no. I'd be a fool to say no, Coxie, but unless you want to, you don't have to. Mark Thompson, love to see our unchanged team. Monty, I think we can nick this 1-0. Callie, the king, 4-0 again. Come on, me babbies. Felix, you wanted the link? You got the link? How you feeling?
Good. I feel very confident about today, and we could manslaughter them with the form that they're in. They've obviously lost to Accrington, Wickham only a few days ago. Likes of who else have they lost to? Did they lose to Morecambe? Or did they beat Morecambe?
I believe I'll have a quick look, but I believe they did lose to Morecambe. I know midweek they lost to Wickham. They've not been on a great run of form, Felix. They're only sitting a couple of points outside the relegation zone. It's not been a good season for them, apart from kind of putting Road and beating us 5-2, 5-3.
I mean, I do find it ironic how the manager said they're like the best team in the league, and then they've gone on this sort of run. But I am confident, and I think we'll win by a good amount, probably 2, maybe 3.
Okay,
if we're good, considering on how we've been playing the last few weeks. And I think as we've been training towards different sort of games instead of just having one set game plan for the entire season, it's helping a lot, and it's showing by us getting 3 points against Wickham, 3 points against Gillingham, and yeah,
absolutely. So just to let you know, and let the guys and girls at home know, they lost to obviously Wickham midweek 2-0. They got beat by Rotherham on the 1st of January 2-1. December, they played Stanley and lost 1-0. Played Fleetwood and lost 3-0.
That's what I was thinking of.
Fleetwood 3-0. And then previous results for that in League One, back to November, Bolton 2, Cheltenham 2, Bolton 3, Doncaster 0. So their only win since November has been against Doncaster, Coxie. This is ripe for the taking. This is a potential chance for Town to revert to old ways, though, isn't it? Where they turn up to a ground they should get a result at, look a shadow of themselves, and come away with either a 0-0 or a 1-0 defeat. That can't happen today, though, can it? It can't.
Yeah, we still have that. The watching Ipswich Town, that sort of, especially them not winning for 4 or 5 games. We should turn up, we should get the result, but now if there's one teams want to be playing. Hopefully, different team now under Mckenna, but one teams want to be playing. If one, the bad one is Ipswich Town, so. Yeah, and a chance to make another statement today, Mr. Mckenna.
What is your score prediction going to be, Felix?
4-1.
4-1. Will you return at full time? Win, lose, or draw to tell us how you feel?
Yeah, I will.
Good man.
And it will be a win.
Good. Well, I will hold you to that.
If we don't win, I'm going to get bantered by Bolton fans for the rest of the week.
Well, there's fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. We'll see you at full time. We'll see it full time, Fitch. Look after yourself. We've got Bod the Nod. We've had the Renaissance. Now we're seeing the Renaissance. All right, I like that.
Renaissance.
Kieran, Stockport beat Bolton in the FA Cup. Rob Smith wham to your predicted team cover. I don't know. I overheard it, and perhaps I overheard it wrong. Blue Punch. I think we can get 3 today and another clean sheet. Leighton, I'm going for another 5-star performance. Mckenna has done wonders. 3-0. Mark Thompson. Remember when Everett said that we were the best team in the division? Yep, remember that. 5-0 says Jeremy Lowe. I don't like the too much confidence, Coxie, because it worries me. Because every time I've seen too much confidence, we normally slip up. I don't want to see a slip up. It's Bolton. This is Bolton at the Reebok, Macron, University of Bolton Stadium, whatever they want to call it. It's still Bolton Ipswich. It's still got that air about it, hasn't it?
Yeah. Every time you see Bolton, you always think of the playoff semi-final, even though it's 22 years ago now. But
Yeah, crazy how time flies. But I know Matt is probably there. Colin, how are you feeling today?
Yeah, feeling good, Martin. Feeling very good.
Okay.
Yeah,
us
sorry.
why are you feeling so good? Why are you and other fans feeling so good about today?
It's because like I feel, Gov, since Kieran's been in, I feel a sense of more professionalism. We're doing things a little bit more, even just that. We've raised the bar a little bit more as regards to professionalism and the professional side of the club, like how we're conducting ourselves in all aspects of like the day, maybe like even on match day.
Yeah.
With the coach thing and all this kind of thing. I just feel like the standards have been raised just that little bit more, Gavin Coxey, and I think that all coming from obviously from an absolutely massive, great football club of where things are done properly.
All due respect, though, Mr. Plum, there's only been 2 games. So is it a bit of blind optimism as well as that thrown in? Is it a combination of the two, do you feel? Truthfully. Is it a case? Because you think we'll win every game. Let's be honest. You do. We often have a conversation and you often tell me we're going to win.
I do. And I'll never deny that because I never think we're going to draw or lose a game. I just like to be optimistic all of the time. And I believe, especially coming on Taunton Town and whatever, I believe if you come on as feeling a bit more than a bit optimistic, that makes everybody else feel a little bit better. Maybe people who are bordering on maybe a draw or something like that today. I can't see that. Well, the one thing that not worries me but disturbs me a little bit is they've brought these couple of players. I personally don't know anything about the goalkeeper from City, and I forget where the other lad came from.
You mean Bolton, right?
Yeah.
Just to confirm, yes, you got obviously the keeper Trafford from Manchester United. He's signed on loan to the end of the season, and Rochdale midfielder Morley.
Yeah, and I don't. Do you know much about him, Gov?
I don't know. Aaron Morley signed from League Two Rochdale for an undisclosed for a 3.5-year deal. 21-year-old, been a regular for Dow with 2 goals in 24, and has amassed 121 senior appearances since his debut at age 16. Spent some at Bolton and Man
another
City
way
Junior.
to look at that, Gov, to be a little bit more on the optimistic side. That was one of our downfalls on the day that we actually played Bolton at Portman Road. We had a couple of players who weren't even actually in the team, but we did have a couple of debutants on the day, Edmondson and Walton. Don't think there was any more, but and we all thought, oh, that's brilliant, they're in today, and we all know how that went, so that can have an adverse effect. We all know that.
Yeah, it can. Obviously, James Trafford does make his debut, and as does Morley. So their team is James Trafford, Gethin Jones, Declan John, MJ Williams, Ricardo Almeida Santos, George Johnston, Dion Charles, Bakayoko, Marlon Fossey, Aaron Morley, and Kieran Lee. There is no Afolayan in the 11. Afolayan is on the bench. The bench, which is amazing.
Do you know what,
really
Gov?
surprises me.
You've had sorry, Gov, to come in there. You've actually made my day. I'll tell you what, I thought he was. I've got to say, I thought for this league, I thought he was different class at Portman Road, and he was going around the back of the North Stand. I remember around the back of the net, taking the mickey out of the fans, and he was a right so and so really on the day. He was stabbing us in the back, left, right, and centre. But you've made my day. Him on the bench. I can't believe he's not playing.
No, I can't Coxey either. He really tore Kane Vincent-Young apart.
He tore him a new backside that day.
He was so good. He was so good.
Yeah, what was it? Just a one-off, In fact,
he was so good, Cox. Right, possibly could have been. But I think it was so good that I think Matt Phillips even had him on his shopping list for January, Afolayan, if I remember rightly. So to see him on the bench, less he's been carrying an injury is surprising. But the Bolton bench is Joel Dixon, the goalkeeper, Nathan Delfonso, Will Amerson, Afolayan, George Thompson, Alex Baptiste, and Liam Gordon. So our fullbacks are in for not a quiet afternoon, but certainly a less of a torrid time. You would have hoped. Mike D, we have an identity. We look like we're well drilled. Haven't had that since McCarthy. Jem, you get a feeling the players are being coached the right way. Good point, Jem. And thank you for your kind words as well, following the People Behind Brands podcast. It means a lot. Thank you. Chris Boyd, intrigued to see what tactics Mckenna employs and how he changes it as the game goes on if needed. Mark, hi guys, love listening to you all and meeting you all and drinking with Colin. Well, we all like drinking with Colin and we love meeting you as well, Mark. Jem, let's be honest. KM was coaching Ronaldo a week before he came to us. He's going to know his stuff. Yeah, but he left Ronaldo to come and coach James Norwood. That's how good James Norwood is. That was the draw. Blue Punch, K-Mac will keep their feet on the ground. 3-0 to Town. Bod the nod. Sounds like they might sit back a bit to try and stop the rot. Chris Boyd, every week when the team sheet comes out, I look at our bench and think this is bonkers. That is a bonkers list at this level. It certainly is. Halagi Burgess, nearly £1 million on Burgess. Vincent Young, Carroll in the Premier League, Chaplin, Selena and Pickett. It is mad. But just picking up there, Colin, on what Bob the Noz said about sounds like they might sit back a bit to try and stop their rot. Would that actually work in our favour, a team packing 11 players behind the ball and allowing us to have the ball?
Sorry, Gav, can you say it again? I didn't quite catch that. Sorry.
Yeah, no problem. Just picking up on what Bob the Nods said there. He says, sounds like they might sit back to try and stop their rot. Do you feel that would actually play into our hands as opposed to against us at the moment?
Having been at Gillingham last week, Gav, 100%.
Yeah.
If they sit back, you do that all day long. We'll play round you. I'll tell you. I think I'll play into our hands. By the way, I haven't said hello to Coxie. I've been very rude. How are you, Coxie? All right, mate?
Good afternoon, sir. Nice to see you. It's been a long time since we've seen. Well, it seems a long time since we've seen each other. No, hopefully we will get a game at Portman Road next Saturday.
Yeah, I must admit, I said to Rich this morning, I'm absolutely gutted. I'm not going today. I would have loved to have been there today, but it's not to be. I'm like,
from experience, it's a shithole. You're not missing anything, so don't worry. All right. From experience, it's a shithole. It's cold. It's up north. Don't worry.
That's fair enough, Gav.
I can only speak as I find. All right.
Oh, you know what, Gav? You know what you were saying earlier on about the dear people on the channel. They like to have a drink when dear old Cole's on.
Yeah.
Well, I got to say, what you was talking about last night about this, what Rich and you was talking about, Matt was talking about last night, about this stat about Rich was saying about, Colin couldn't believe it. And then we spoke about it the other day. I couldn't believe it, this first 3 games thing. And go on, get your glasses out. I couldn't believe dear old Bobby hadn't that, but they are. But there they go. There they go.
There we go.
That's an unbelievable stat over our history, isn't it?
Oh, it
really is.
I mean, people in the chat, though, are saying, Paul Bird agrees with me, and Mark says, Bolton's a shithole, you're not wrong. I won't know about Bolton, because I went there, and I'm not saying it was bad, but it was closed. So, I can't speak about Bolton, but the stadium itself, not great. Mr. Ipswich Town, I love that joke. Just the old, it was closed joke. It's one of the oldest jokes in that I know. Ipswich Town. Afternoon, guys. Joined through Ko-Fi. I think it's scrappy 2-1 win, but a win's a win. EJ can't believe that Afolayan's on the bench. No, I absolutely can't either, EJ. It is a shocker. Yeah. I just think about what Bob the Nod was saying there, Coxie, about maybe they're going to come and try and sit behind the ball, and with players like Afolayan on the bench, could be a possibility. Yeah. But looking at the way we played last week against Gillingham, when we had the ball, but with so much intent behind the possession, I feel, for the first time in a long time, a team sitting back with 2 banks of 4 or a bank of 4 and 1-5, that's almost given us the game.
It is, yeah. Yeah, like you said, the difference was last week is Gillingham did sit back, or perhaps we impressed ourselves upon it, but we didn't hold the ball in our half. We held the ball in their half, which is so much better. It's really great to see.
Yeah, I think we can really break the lines for the first time in a while. With our passing, we can really move teams out of shape, pull them where we want them to go, because we created, Colin, so many opportunities for balls down to the channel, balls through the middle. We really pulled Gillingham apart at times last week.
Yeah, well, like we said the other day, it was really down to all our movement, and our passing was excellent. And obviously, like one or two people have put on the chat over the last couple of days, let's just hope, and well, I would say for definite, this last week, let's see what it's like today, because I know we've only been these few weeks, but the difference in the movement and the pass and the possession has been absolutely amazing. And I watched a little clip what they done, or one, only about a couple of 3 minutes of what came on the website the other day, and again, it looks all so cultured and so measured and so so much more. There seems a big togetherness right there at the moment. And I was listening to Mr. Edmondson this morning, and they seem to all, be singing off the same hymn sheet, and
I'm gonna do it for you this time, Colin, because every time I see a training clip with Kieran Mckenna, I am me now reminded of a certain ex Ipswich Town manager, but just by the way he talks to his players, the way he instructs his players, some of the drills he looks to be doing, it just reminds me of clips that I've seen of Robson coaching his boys. I can't help but escape that resemblance. So I'm going to say it for you this time. No need to drink, although you can if you like, but I'm going to say it for you. Every time I see Mckenna train, the way he talks to his boys, the way he interacts, the way he drills, just reminds me of how Robson used to talk to players, Colin.
It only counts if Colin says it, Guff.
But it does, and obviously I'm a fan that never got to experience the Robson football, even at England level. That Italia 90 was a year after I was born, so I don't all I remember Robson being is a Newcastle manager, and they were okay. Nothing special at Newcastle, but they were okay. So this is said from a respectful point of view of what I've seen of different clips, and that's all I can kind of go by. Mike D, everyone seems happy. Go on, Colin.
Well, I've said it before, and I'll say it again. I'll tell you, it's only a couple of 3 games, and only X amount of weeks, or however long it is now. I'm losing track since Kieran's been here, but it is going along those kind of lines, of those late 60s, early 70s.
Well, I don't know about that, but I am known as Guillotine Gov. I do notoriously have a guillotine as my.
See, what I'm trying to do is, Gov, I'm trying to keep it. I'm trying to keep this on a level here. Like I said to Rich the other day, I'm talking about those very early days when Bobby came in and he had those problems. But after he got rid of those problems, of which one of those was one of the biggest legends in the club, in Billy Baxter. But after that kind of got sorted, and he started getting in, like the Colin Harpers and the Peter Morrises and people like that, and started building that very first side, very, very good first side he kind of built. And then he brought in Big Al and people like that. That era I'm talking about, when he started the building blocks, the real building blocks. And that's the era I've got this on at the moment, where he was, he'd started getting his own players and he was cajoling them. He was putting the arm around the shoulder of a very young Mick Mills. And I always used Colin Harper. He was a great left back. And he was an Ipswich lad. And he got those kind of players in. Peter Morris from Mansfield, Alan Hunter from Blackburn, who were nobody in them days. But people like Colin Viljohn in midfield. I know that finished not very nice in the end. But he had him for donkey's years, Colin Viljohn, one of my favourite players. But I used to remember end of old First Division days, when we was like kind of middle of the table, but he'd go off and he'd have an arm round the shoulder as he was going down towards the corner flag, towards the tunnel. And that is exactly how Kieran is. Because I think at first, when I started talking about this, Gavin Coxey, I think people got me a little bit out of context. In that I mean, I think they thought I was putting him, Kieran, I'm talking about, on a pedestal that he shouldn't have been put on at that particular time.
Well, this is it, Colin. And with respect, you have lived through some tremendous times at Bolton Road, but with respect, I think you're maybe getting ahead of yourself in trying to link Mckenna to that time in terms of building blocks and putting stuff together. We've not yet seen that evidence, but I do think possibly you're on the right track. And it is notoriously hard for me, as people will tell you, to give credit out to managers. But yeah, I'm going to give credit to Kieran Mckenna, and I'm looking forward to seeing where the journey goes, looking forward to seeing how we progress. But some of the things you've said there, you could say, I'm maybe, getting ahead of ourselves. But then Simon Wall comes along and says, I love the way he was still chatting tactics with Morty after the game as they were going over to the fans. So again, similar parallels, similar flashbacks, similar moments to what you were just describing. But Simon, I absolutely loved that moment myself, as you know. Coxey, that picture last week, just
yeah. Well, I think K-Mac, I think he obviously lives, breathes football. So he's, even after the game, he's still, still switched on. He still wants to improve, and that's another good sign. Colin, can I just ask you the names you just said? The turning point. Then after Baxter was obviously didn't get on with Robson, or he was. What I take from that, he was a bit of a pain in the ass. Who did you think was the pivotal signing to things start and come right with the names you just gave? Was it Alan Hunter or?
Well, first of all, when Bobby first came in, the actual two initial signings that he made that kept us in the First Division, without no shadow of a doubt, was Jimmy Robertson and Frank Clark, Alan Clark's brother. Clark, who famously played for Leeds United.
The Leeds guy, yeah.
Those were the two major signings he made initially when he first came to the club, which kept us in the First Division. And then we built from there. It was about a year or 18 months later, then Big Al, people like that, like I say, he signed Peter Morris from Mansfield, and those kind of players came after that. But it must go on record that Jimmy Robertson from Arsenal and Frank Clark from Leeds was two of his pound for pound, probably his best signings of about a 4 or 5 year period, because it actually kept us in the top flight, and they were pivotal. They were pivotal at keeping us in the top flight. So they were two of the names that I will always say that really, really helped Bobby.
So the foundations of what we know came later on.
Yeah.
Cool.
Ashley Bell was in a band with Colin Harper's son. Monty, before KM arrived, I thought we needed a clear out, save about 9 players. Different story now, it seems. David Vince, big difference since KM came in with the same players. Cook was just an excited football fan. KM is a proper coach. And Dave's here. Welcome in, Dave. Hope you're good. Safety guy 20. Saw Alan Hunter split and change his shorts in the middle of the field at Cardiff the year we won the cup. And Colin Bird. Colin, who is the little nutcase he got in middle name has gone? No idea, Paul. Paul, You have to change that question to try and include some words that we might know what the fuck you mean. I've got no idea what you're trying to ask there, Paul. Right, score predictions, and as we round up the show and wait for Paul to come back to us, what do we think today is going to be? Colin, you're positive. Give us your positive score prediction right now.
Well, like I said on sorry,
9-0, is it? 7-0?
No. Like I said I'm split. I've got a few splinters in my arse today.
Right.
I'm going for 2 scores. I can't decide either. Not first of all, I went for 3-1, but I'm going to go for. I'd rather prefer to have a 0-2, so I'm going to go for 0-2.
0-2. Okay, Colin. Just ask Colin. Coxie, what do you think? What's your bold prediction?
It's not so bold. It's more realistic. This is K-Mac's only his 3rd game. I'm a little bit worried. Not worried. A little bit concerned that Bolton have been on this winless run. That they haven't won. If they even got a draw. So, but if we play that we did, we can replicate that the performance we had last week against Gillingham. Then I will stick with my usual Coxie's combo of 2-1.
Okay, all right.
By the way, Gav, Venetia's just come in with a nice scone straight out the oven with butter and strawberry jam.
It's absolutely beautiful, but not as beautiful as Brian Desmond with $4.99. Thank you very much, Brian. $4.99. We appreciate it. It's much better than Venetia scones, although I'm sure Venetia scones are also equally as good.
It's gonna have to go some. Yeah.
It is. Mike D, we need revenge for the 2-5. We absolutely do. But I think it'll be 1-0. Kieran Baines, do you think football expectation is better now? Well, that's a good question. I'll put that to Colin on a different show. But that's an interesting question. Very quickly, Colin, do you think football expectations are better now than back when Bobby was manager?
Expectations were better now?
Do you think there's less expectation or more expectation now than when Bobby was manager?
I know it seems a stupid question. In what way, Gav?
Okay. No, that's fine. Kieran, let us know what way you mean, and we'll put it to the goat. Adam, I'm thinking 2-1. If we concede first, will show us what changed or what's not. Absolutely. I don't want to concede, but it's going to happen eventually, and it will be interesting to see how we respond. Matt Taylor, has Venetia got any lemon pudding on the go, Colin?
Unfortunately not.
Colin, what flavour jam you got on that scone there?
Strawberry, was it with it? Or was it raspberry?
It's got to be
strawberry jam.
Yes.
Is it cream first, then jam, or is it jam first, then cream, Colin? That is the old age question.
Wow. We've just got butter today, unfortunately, so it's butter then the jam on top. But
well, is it scone or
Venetia,
scone?
What way is it informal? Venetia can't remember.
What is it, scone or scone?
Scone.
Venetia just says scone. I'll go with the governor.
There you go, scone. I mean, you could tell a person's class by how they say the words scone or scone. Either way, in my eyes, it's gone. So it's going to go down. I'm hungry now, Colin. What have you done to me? Mike D, I think with social media, fans' lack of patience, expectations are bigger now. There's a lot more money in football. Kieran means the standards of football. Does that help you out there at all, Colin, in terms of expectation? It means the standards of football.
Standards of football have always got. They've always got to be right, haven't they?
Colin, I guess an easier way of asking would be when Bobby Robson took charge, what was the expectation for Ipswich Town before he took charge? Like was it just to survive? Was it to be a mid-table side? Was it?
Yeah.
What
1969, 70, 71, from about like 68, 69 through to about 71, it was a case of survival. And then, like I say, he got rid of a bit of deadwood. And then the expectations grew and grew. And I mean, I think it was about 72, 73, we made our first foray into Europe. Because we grew and grew and grew. And and got higher in the league and qualified for Europe. And then expectations grew every year after that, really. I mean, the expectations at Portman Road after, say, like about a 74 season just went up and up and up, you know, as regards league, FA Cup, European football, you know, from especially after about 73, 74. I mean, you know, you waited for an FA Cup draw and you didn't think, oh, you know, we hope to get the fourth round. It was after 74, 75. It was kind of, you know, let's make it, let's make at least the quarterfinals, you know, and then we'd make like fifth round, sixth round, and then like the next season that'd be make the semi-final, and then the season after that'd be make the final. You know, that's how it was. That grew and grew and grew, Martin, from season to season. You know,
I didn't know cups had quarterfinals. That's amazing, team. You mean there's more rounds after the second round?
Well, you turn it off a minute. I can't hear.
Good grief. Anyway, right, we are going to be done and done. We are back. Me and Coxie are back at halftime, where hopefully we are critiquing Kieran McKenna's 90s Fergie ball in action at the University of Bolton Stadium, where we are taking them apart in the first half. Jeremy puts his butter on first, then the cream, then the jam. Good man, Jeremy. I love to see that. Trevor, I'm even older than Colin, says Trevor. Well, Trevor, you're doing well then. You're doing really well. We're done. We're dusted. I'm off for a coffee. Off to watch. Listen to Brenna Woolley. Go on, Brenna. Have a good game today, please. Any final thoughts as we head off to our radios?
Go on, Colin.
Any final thoughts?
Yes.
I would love another very good performance as well. I know that's maybe asking. Is it asking a little bit too much? No, it's not. Let's have a 2-0 win and a very good performance, you know, and play them off a park, eh?
All right. Well, win, lose or draw, we're back at halftime. Then the full-time show is the Fans React show. So we want as many fans as we can possibly get. I know they're away from home. You may not be able to watch it. You may just be listening to it. Whatever your personal situation is, I'm going to be listening to it. We want you on the show. So come on the show. Have your say about McKenna. Is he the next Bobby Robson?
Also, Gav, big shout out to Andre today. He got a new flag with him today. I saw it up at Bolton there with the badge that we got now and the old badge, the 70s badge on the other corner. And that had something like Ipswich Loyal in the middle. And Rich made a comment. And I thought that looked really, really good. Very, very good. Big shout out to Andre.
We'll see you at halftime.
We're on a journey, looking back on the things that we've taken for granted, but feels like we're learning to be better.